What if the fate of your people depended on reviving a sunken island lost for centuries? 3 years after her first journey, Moana receives a mysterious call from her wayfinding ancestors. A call that sends her deep into the uncharted oceans of Oceania to face the storm god Nalo and save her people from extinction. Let's begin the recap of Moana 2, 2024. The film starts on an island where Moana, Auli Cravalho, and her pets Pua the pig, and Hei Hei the rooster, Alan Tudyk, are running through the forest to find artifacts of the ancestors. She is hoping to find other tribes connected to the ocean, but the most she finds is an old pot with a carving of the ancestors. Moana sails back to Motunui, we're back, where she is greeted by her parents Tui and Sina, Temeua Morrison and Nicole Scherzinger, and her little sister Simea, Khaleesi Lambert Suda, who idolizes her big sister. The other people on the island also tell tales of Moana as a legendary wayfinder who joined forces with Maui, Dwayne Johnson, to save their island. Somewhere else in the ocean, Maui finds a cave, where he encounters a witch named Matangi, Auimai Fraser. She works for the god Nalo, Tofiga Fepulai, who has a bitter grudge against Maui and all humans. Maui wants to find the lost island of Motufetu, which was sent underwater by Nalo, but when Matangi suggests that he will need Moana's help, Maui says that he is keeping her out of this for her safety. Matangi then traps Maui in the cave. At night, the tribe holds a ceremony that Moana participates in. A flash of lightning comes down from the sky and shows Moana a vision of her ancestor, Tautai Vasa, Gerald Ramsay. He and his crew were set to find Motufetu until they were brought down by a powerful storm placed by Nalo. Tautai Vasa talks to Moana, showing her home and village completely dark and empty, as this is the future that lies ahead if she does not reconnect the tribes of the ocean. When she wakes up, she realizes that it is Motufetu that she is looking for. Her parents fear that the mission is perilous, and Simea cries that her sister might not come back. But Moana knows she has to do this, beyond. She even sees a vision of her grandmother Tala, Rachel House, to encourage her to do the job. Moana rounds up Pua and Hei Hei, along with 3 new crew members, Moni, Hualalai Chung, who makes the tapestries on the island and is a huge fanboy of Maui, Lotto, Rose Matafeo, a fast-talking young woman who knows a thing or two about building canoes, among other things, and Kayleigh, David Fane, a cranky farmer who provides other supplies and sustenance for the crew. Simea tries to sneak on board, but Moana promises to her that she will return. Moana also shows her how alive the ocean is and how it responds to them. On their voyage, what could be better than this, the crew follows a shooting star, a fire in the sky, to lead them towards Motufetu. However, the star seems to break apart before the crew sees what looks like an island. It then turns out to be the Kakamora warriors. Moana tries to get the crew away from the vicious little coconuts, but the Kakamora end up tranquilizing them and bringing them on board their ship. Both crews also end up coming close to a gigantic, monstrous clam creature. The Kakamora have Moni translate their own drawings to reveal that they are not bad, but they have been separated from their own island after Motufetu disappeared, which severed their connection to their home. The Kakamora agree to join forces with Moana's crew if they help neutralize the giant clam. One little Kakamora joins them as they try to use a toxin from their giant blobfish creature, but they lose each of their spears tipped with the toxin and end up falling down into a cave. Moni, Lotto and Kelly meet Maui, who finally frees himself and gets his hook. However, he spots Hei Hei and quickly realizes that Moana is there and must be in danger. Moana ends up meeting Matangi and learns that she is Nalo's prisoner and is bound to the cave. Matangi helps Moana find another way to escape, get lost, and helps her come across a portal for her and Maui to reunite with the other 3. Matangi is unable to leave, but is confident Moana will defeat Nalo, but is also worried he will destroy her and her pet bat. The crew starts getting closer to Motufetu, but they get to a point where the ocean cannot help Moana because of Nalo's curse. A group of sea serpents attacks the crew, with Moni nearly getting eaten, but he's saved by Maui, albeit traumatized, and the canoe ends up wrecked and washed ashore on another island. Moana is brought down, but Maui lifts her spirits up. Can I get a chi-hu to get her back on her feet and to fix up the canoe to set sail again? The crew enters the eye of Nalo's storm, which is what has kept humans from finding Motufetu. Maui cries to create a diversion to get Nalo to attack him, while the crew tries to get closer to the island. When he tries to pull Motufetu up with his hook, a blast of lightning hits him, stripping him of his godhood. Moni, Lotto and Kele pull him back onto the canoe, while Moana swims underwater to touch the island, which would break the curse. Another lightning strike follows her, and it strikes her after she manages to touch Motufetu. The storm dissipates, but Moana does not resurface. Maui swims underwater to find that the hit killed her. He begins to weep and sing a tribal song for her, Mana Vavau, and the spirits of Moana's ancestors, including Tautai Vasa and Grama Tala, arrive to revive her. A wayfinder tattoo appears on Moana's arm, while Maui's godhood is restored. Maui uses his hook to pull Motufetu out of the ocean, beyond reprise, and after Moana blows into a conch shell, other tribes start to make their way toward the island. The Kakamora also reunite and find their own island again.